Hi, my name is Rysdyk, and I'm currently a science teacher at Leadington High School. Throughout my career, I've really focused on building well-rounded student scientists. This first starts with building a really solid relationship with them. So right from day one, I dig in and immediately start to getting to know them as the unique individual that they are. Without building this relationship, I often find that I can't dive as deep in with our content. So I always first take that time to get to know them, so that way, as our lessons progress and the content gets harder, my students aren't fearful of being challenged or, heaven forbid, being wrong in class. I feel this directly aligns with East Grand Rapids' mission statement of building a whole child, because it's first important to start with taking care of their mental well-being and then being able to focus on diving in with getting that content rocked out. I started my career in healthcare, and I worked there for nearly 10 years before realizing I was getting a little burnt out. So I had to take a step back and think about what I truly loved about my job. There were two things. The first thing was I truly loved teaching my patients how to take care of themselves once they left the hospital environment. And then two, I truly loved sitting down with them and listening to the stories that they had to tell. I always make sure to tell my students this story because I truly believe it's really important for every single person to find what they truly love. I also tell my students this story, especially my seniors, because I think it's a really good idea to have a general life plan, but also realize that it's okay if things change. Because ultimately, I want each and every one of my students to go into something that they love and that they're passionate about, even if it's not science. I've been teaching now for 5 years. So what I feel like that means is I've had the opportunity to work out all those new teacher kinks. Now, that being said, we have COVID now, and that's really given me the opportunity to really reevaluate why I do things the way I do in my classroom. And I've really been focusing on communication. This has been especially important because some of my students are in person, others are online. So I've really been diving in deep with evaluating how I use Canvas as a tool to communicate with my students. I've really upped my game in terms of making it easier for them to navigate, as well as easier for them to be successful in class. I found that this is really important as my students move in and out of quarantine. So I've spent a lot of time making sure that things are as easy as possible for my students, so they're not so bogged down with the monotony of using technology, but instead they're able to get the information that they need.